Relationships of Type 2 Diabetes and Sleep. Number 1225, VMT Sharp 611, February 20, 2025. By Gerald C. Shu, EclaireMD Foundation. Category Diabetes. Abstract. Key message. In modern society, insufficient sleep, quantity or poor sleep quality, such as wake-up times, is very common, and these sleep problems have been proven to be closely related to the development and progression of various chronic diseases, including type 2 diabetes, T2D. Research has found that inadequate sleep, whether in terms of quantity, quality, duration, or consistency, negatively affects glucose metabolism. It not only increases the risk of developing T2D in the general population, and accelerates the progression from prediabetes to T2D, but also worsens blood sugar control in T2D patients. Using a macro-view biophysics approach based on viscoplastic energy contribution ratios derived from his personal data, collected between January 1, 2014, and February 18, 2025, the author has identified the following two key findings. Statistically averaged numbers. Sleep hours per night, quantity equals 6.36 hours. Overall sleep score equals 58%, out of 100%, the lower the better. Wake-ups per night, quality equals 1.62 times. VMT energy contribution ratios. For the author's case using VMT energy contribution model, his nightly sleep duration is the most significant contributing factor, 36%, followed by overall sleep quality score, 33%, with wake-up time ranking third in importance, 31%. Description. The following pathophysiological explanations are quoted from other published articles. The author takes no credit for them. Pathophysiological impact of diabetes on sleep. The relationship between type 2 diabetes and sleep is complex and bidirectional, meaning that diabetes can affect sleep quality and duration, while poor sleep can contribute to the development and progression of diabetes. The pathophysiological mechanisms behind this relationship involve glucose metabolism, insulin resistance, autonomic dysfunction, circadian misalignment, and inflammation. 1. T2D affects sleep through multiple mechanisms. A. Hyperglycemia and nocturia. B. Hypoglycemia and nocturnal awakening. C. Diabetic neuropathy and sleep disruptions. D. Autonomic dysfunction and sleep disorders. E. Obstructive sleep apnea. F. Circadian rhythm disruptions. 2. Impact of sleep on diabetes risk and control. Poor sleep can worsen insulin resistance and glucose dysregulation, increasing the risk of T2D and its complications. A. Short sleep duration is less than 6 hours per night. B. Long sleep duration is greater than 9 hours per night. C. Poor sleep quality and variability. 3. Wake-up time and circadian misalignment. The time a person wakes up affects glucose metabolism and insulin sensitivity. A. Early wake-up times, before 6 a.m. B. Late wake-up times, after 9 a.m. 4. Sleep and glycemic control. Total sleep quality score. A lower total sleep quality score, TSQS-EG, from the Pittsburgh Sleep Quality Index, PSQI, correlates with 1. Higher fasting glucose and hemoglobin A1C levels. 2. More severe insulin resistance. 3. Increased risk of diabetes-related complications. 4. Higher inflammation markers, IL-6, CRP, TNF-alpha, key contributors to low sleep quality score in diabetes. High sleep latency. Time to fall asleep is greater than 30 minutes. Low sleep efficiency is less than 85% of time in bed spent sleeping. Frequent awakenings is greater than 3 times per night. Increased daytime sleepiness and fatigue. Conclusion. Diabetes and sleep are strongly interrelated, with poor sleep exacerbating glucose dysregulation and vice versa. Optimizing sleep duration, quality, and timing can improve insulin sensitivity and glycemic control. Addressing OSA, nocturia, neuropathy, and circadian misalignment is key for diabetic patients to maintain better metabolic health. Correlations between the author's EAG versus sleep duration, sleep score, and wake-up times, from the author's statistical analysis. Here is the interpretation of the 3 correlation values between EAG, estimated average glucose, and sleep parameters. 1. Overall sleep score versus EAG correlation equals plus 88%. Strong positive correlation. Higher sleep quality score. Worse sleep quality is associated with higher EAG, worse glucose control, meaning poor sleep quality, frequent awakenings, low efficiency. Daytime sleepiness leads to higher glucose levels due to increased cortisol, insulin resistance, and inflammation. This supports previous research showing that poor sleep quality is the strongest predictor of worsening T2D control. Impact. Among the 3 sleep factors, overall sleep quality score has the strongest correlation with glucose control. 2. Sleep hours versus EAG correlation equals -86%. Strong negative correlation. More sleep hours are associated with lower EAG, better glucose control. Meaning, short sleep duration is less than 6 hours increases insulin resistance, stress hormones, and glucose variability, leading to higher EAG. Longer sleep within from 6.5 to 7.5 hours appears to support better metabolic regulation. Impact: this confirms that getting an optimal amount of sleep, not too short or too long, is critical for maintaining glucose stability. 3. Wake-up time versus EAG correlation equals +67%. Moderate positive correlation. More wake-up times during sleep are associated with higher EAG, worse glucose control. Meaning, waking up at night sleep hours may indicate circadian rhythm misalignment, leading to poorer insulin sensitivity and disrupted glucose regulation. More wake-up could also be linked to less exposure to morning sunlight, which helps regulate the body's metabolic clock. Impact: while wake-up time affects glucose, it is not as strong a factor as sleep quality and duration. Final ranking of impact on EAG glucose control. 1. Sleep quality score +0.883, strongest impact. Poor overall sleep quality equals worse glucose control. 2. Sleep hours -0.862 second. Strongest impact. Fewer sleep hours equals higher glucose. 3. Wake-up time +0.666. Moderate impact. More wake-ups equals higher glucose. Conclusion: the biggest factor affecting glucose control is overall sleep quality. Frequent awakenings, poor sleep efficiency. Sleep duration is also critical, as shorter sleep is linked to higher glucose. Wake-up time has a moderate effect, possibly due to circadian rhythm misalignment. Neural network method AI analysis. The NNM big data analysis results revealed that only 0.336% of the data, 12 out of 3,568 days, were classified as outliers. Among these 12 outlier days, the overall sleep scores exceeded 72%, indicating poor sleep conditions, which contributed to EAG levels ranging between 90 mg per deciliter and 121 mg per deciliter.